Sorry, Mom.
Oh, Lord, help us. Lord, help us. What will we do? We gotta keep on about this. How can we keep Mom? Somebody's gonna hang. Oh, what are you talking about? If that killer knew we was here and seen it all, why he'd kill us too? Oh, he Lord, help make anyone us. Drowning us in a couple of cats. Help us, Lord. Now, here's what we gotta do, Tom. Let's take and swear to one another. That's what we gotta do. Swear to keep Mom. Swear to me, Tom. Swear to me, Tom. Swear to me that you won't squeak. We're dead. I'm agreed. Shh. Muff's coming around. We don't know what hit him. What will we do next?
Lord. How's this, Joe?
It's dirty business, Potter.
Why'd you do it?
Do it? I didn't do it. It's in your hands.
Oh, no. No. Oh, God, no. No. Joe, I'm all in the muddle. Tell me I didn't do it. Joe. Oh, tell me I didn't do it. That's just awful. And he was so young and promising. Oh, Joe, no.
Y'all were scuffling.
No.
Hit you hard with the headboard and you fell flat.
Uh-huh.
Then you sprung up.
No.
Took the knife and you jammed it.
No. Oh, I didn't mean to do it.
Cooked you another one and here you lay.
No, Joe. No, I didn't mean to do it. It's on account of the whiskey, I reckon. Oh, I ain't never hurt anybody with that knife my whole life. Oh, please don't tell anybody, Joe. You won't tell, will you? Please don't tell Joe. Please.
No. Always been fair and square with me, Muff. I won't go back on you.
Okay, thank you, Joe. I'll bless you for this my whole life. Thank you. I'll bless you, Joe.
This ain't no time for blubber.
Okay, no.
I'm gonna keep the knife for now.
Okay.
You'll be safe with me.
All right.
You be off yonder,
okay,
and I go this way.
Yonder.
Move now!
Okay.
Don't leave any tracks.
No. Okay, thank you, Joe. Oh, thank you. Oh, God, help me. Oh, God, help me.
It's right there in the old book. Remind me, what's the line? Vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine. Vengeance is mine.
going. Dos minutos for you wanting to do a Spanish version. 2 minuti. Nah, I don't know what that is. Hey, hey. Yeah. Don't speak too soon. Still. Don't speak too soon. We're still in the water. I'm still like well, many little things. I'm still. Should be little retreat, right? What's tomorrow? Are we doing that all day?
There bends a twisting wind, and when the dance has found its end, I see. She leaves and weaves with him a crooked path through passage grim. Fear and fuddle, tear and muddle. Why did she fail to tell him that? What's that you say? Lost? They're lost. The cave is black. Oh, mother, weep. Who will come back?
Mr. Dobbins! Mr. Dobbins!
Sally, it's Mr. Dobbins, sir.
Sorry, Mr. Dobbins. Sir.
Yes?
It's murder!
Murder?
Murder! In the graveyard, there's bodies in a pile. I saw him on my way to school and it stinks. I've been awful and there were flies.
My dear Sally, you must spare us the specifics, though I know it was horrific.
Yes, it must have been a fright. I thank the Lord that you're all right.
Joe Hopper, run get Sheriff Blade. There will be no more school today. Go warn your family and friends before this killer strikes again. For murder.
Murder! A brutal murder! A brutal murder!
Saddle up and mount the posse. We'll ride every hill and crossing. We must bring him in so justice will be served. He'll get what he deserves for murder.
I heard they found a bloody knife, a gruesome way to take a life. I heard the ghosts were on the prowl, and we were shrouded by a cloud.
Now, ladies, don't you take to fright. Just lock your doors real good at night.
Us men will scout out every trail and chase
This madman straight to hell for murder.
Murder!
A brutal murder.
A brutal murder!
This is not a common trifle. We'll need every man and rifle. You can rest assured that justice will be served. He'll get what he deserves for murder. Dead is Dr. Henry Robinson, who succumbed to a stab wound. This bloody knife was found at the site of the murder. We're in search of one Muff Potter.
That's his knife, all right. The old drunk?
Anyone with information on Mr. Potter's whereabouts, please notify me immediately.
He'll hang for this!
We ought to string him up now.
Yeah!
For murder! Murder!
A brutal murder.
A brutal murder!
Every heart is sick and sad, and how could such a horror happen? We must rally hard so justice will be served. He'll get what he deserves. He'll get what he deserves. He'll get what he deserves for murder.
Look, there he is. Upon my honor, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. Upon my honor, Joe, I didn't do it. Oh, Injun Joe, you promised that you would never kill us. Promise.
Is this your knife?
Tell him, Joe. Tell him. Tell him. Oh, it ain't no use anymore.
Sheriff, I witnessed this crime. If you'd like to go to the courthouse, I'll be happy to tell you everything I saw. This man is guilty of murder, just like you said.
Muff Potter's bloody knife.
Blood, it's blood, it's blood. I'm not the first girl. Oh, Tom. Oh, not
I'll
ever.
settle the score.
He drowned us like a couple of cats. Oh, tell
You're next, Tom Sawyer.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Hush up, Tom. Okay, Mom.
A neck will stretch on this one.
Am I just a face?
I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you.
Help me! Help me! Help me! Help me!
Tom, wake up, boy. What's wrong with you? Tom.
It's a fright. It's an awful fright. Oh, dear Tom.
Tom. There. It's all right. It's that dreadful murder. I dream about it myself most every night. Sometimes I dream it's me that's done it.
I feel the same way. It's ghastly. Tom, you pitch around and talk in your sleep. You said it's blood, over and over.
Oh, mercy.
You said, I'll tell. Tell what, Tom? What is it you'll tell? Mercy, Tom, you're taking this poorly.
Well, the good news is, Tom, I've been reading up on a new water treatment for nightmares, Tom. Beginning tomorrow, I'm raising you up at daylight to stand in the woodshed, and I'll dash you in a deluge of cold water. Then I'll scrub you down in a towel like a file. Then I'll roll you up in a wet sheet, and I'll put you under hot blankets till you've sweated your soul clean, and the yellow stains come out through your pores. Don't you worry, Aunt Polly's here. Sid, in the morning, you fetch the extra wood and water.
Why do I have to do all the work?
'Cause you ain't tender like our Tom. We gotta purge this melancholia. But for now, Tom, you finish up your rest without those troubled dreams.
You will get better, Tom. Meow. Meow. Meow! Hallelujah, Huck! You scared me to death! What's wrong with you, Tom? Wrong with me? Well, for starters, Becky don't love me. Dr. Robinson's dead, and they're gonna hang Muff Potter. And he's innocent, and you and me's too chicken to speak up. We wouldn't be alive 2 days if Injun Joe knew about us, Tom. What's the talk around town, Huck? I've heard a power of it from Aunt Polly and Mary, but I've been too sick to get out. Well, it's just Muff Potter, Muff Potter, Muff Potter. All the time. It keeps me in a sweat, says I want to hide somewhere. I want to hide somewhere, too. Aunt Polly's going to kill me with her purgings. If Injun Joe don't get me first. And Becky's crying because of me, and Muff my head because of me. Why don't we ski-daddle? That's what I do when I can't win no ways.
And ski-daddle they did. They stopped on the way to pick up Tom's sworn comrade, Joe Harper. That very day, Joe had been whipped by his mother for getting into the jelly. It was plain that she was tired of him and wished for him to go. Joe was for becoming a hermit and living on crusts in a remote cave and dying of cold and want and grief. But after listening to Tom, he had to concede that there were some conspicuous advantages to being a pirate. Each brought hooks and lines and such provisions as he could steal in the most dark and mysterious way, as became outlaws. Just after midnight, they borrowed a small log raft and pushed off at a point. The Mississippi River is just over a mile wide, traveling to the wooded, unoccupied landmass known as Jackson's Island.
Ain't it great?
It's nuts. What would the boys say if they could see us? Just a laugh for me. You don't have to get up mornings. You don't have to go to school and wash. All that blame foolishness. You see, a pirate don't have to do anything, Joe. But a hermit's gotta sleep on the hardest place he can find and put sackcloth and ashes on his head and stand out on the rain.
I hadn't thought much about it. You know, I'd rather be a pirate now that I've tried it.
Why does he put sackcloth and ashes on his head first?
I don't know. Hermits just always do that.
Darn if I would.
Well, what would you do?
Why? I just wouldn't stand it. I'd run away.
Run away? Why, you make a nice slouch of a hermit.
Life's got enough trouble without sackcloth and ashes, I reckon.
Like getting what for eating jelly you didn't eat.
And get made to take scorn you hate.
And girls are crying because they want to make you feel rotten. Well, I say, go hang your hanky up. It ain't my fault you're bawling.
Hate your wine you're spanking up. My backside ain't for flogging Joey.
If the jelly can't be asked, then why'd you go and gel it? Tell me!
If the truth will make you sweat, then don't ask me to tell it. Hey, life ain't nothing but watermelon rind. Suck the juice and toss it. I ain't gonna bear no cross today.
Hey,
hey, hey, hey, trouble on the devil be hanged. Hi, trouble on the devil be hanged. Ho, trouble on the devil be hanged. Hi, trouble on the devil be hanged. I don't make or break the law. There ain't no real stuck for it.
Hit the marble with the tall. Who knows where it's going, Joey?
if my belly ain't the same, then why'd I hear it growling? Tell me!
Grab your gun and draw bead when conscience comes a howling. Hey, life ain't nothing but a watermelon ride. Suck the juice and toss it. Ain't gonna bear no cross today.
Hey,
Hey, hey, hey, throw on the devil be hanged. Ah, throw on the devil be hanged. Oh, throw on the devil be hanged. Ah, throw on the devil be hanged. Hey, life ain't nothing but watermelon rind. Suck the juice and toss it. Ain't gonna bear no cross today. Hey, 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 throw on the devil be hanged. Hi, throw on the devil be hanged. Oh, throw on the devil be hanged. Hi, throw on the devil be hanged.
what's that?
Let's go see.
Look, there's a ferry boat.
She's loaded with people.
Look at all them skis. What's going on?
There it is again.
Sounds like war.
Oh, it ain't war, Huck. I know what it is. Somebody's drowned.
That's it. They done that last year when Bill Turner got drowned. They shoot a cannon over the water. That makes the body come up. I wish I was down there right now. I give heaps to know who it is.
It must have been important for such a lot of searchers.
Wait a minute, boys. I think I know who's drowned. It's us.
It's us?
By jingle, they's looking for us.
Reckon so?
Reckon so.
Woo!
Our hero! I bet the women folk are crying. Their hearts are breaking.
I reckon nobody's talking much about old Huckleberry Finn.
Ah, but that's where you're wrong, Huck. All the kids at school would love to be you. And the Widow Douglas said you're one of God's special creatures. Said so herself.
Sure did. I heard her. Oh, go on.
Life ain't nothing but a watermelon rind. Suck the juice and toss it. Ain't gonna bear no cross today. I hope they're not crying too hard. Huck? Joe? You guys awake? I thought so. We ain't dead. We are just off being pirates.
I feel a chill. Sid, go check the door, that it ain't open. No, Tom weren't bad, only mischievous. And he didn't mean any harm. And he was the best-hearted boy that ever was.
It was just so with my Joe, always full of every kind of mischief. But he was just as unselfish and kind as he could be. And to think I went and whipped him for eating that jelly I had thrown at myself. And I'd never to see him in this world again.
Don't cry, Mama.
Most assuredly is Rachel.
Hope Tom's better off where he is. If he just had been on up on his Sunday school verses.
Sid! Not a word against my Tom. God will take care of him. Never you trouble yourself, sir. Oh, Serene, I don't know how to give him up.
Give him up. Let's look forward to seeing Tom and Joe again. After all, the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord giveth, the Lord taketh away. Blessed be the name of the Lord giveth, blessed be the name of the Lord.
Sheriff Blade said if they ain't found him by Sunday, hope will be given over. And we should have the funerals that morning.
Well, hope is never given over with those three boys. They are experts with the river.
And great swimmers, too.
You seem set on it, though. Lord, how will we ever live through this?
God will help us, Polly. But it's a great grief. A great grief.
Yes, ain't for us to ask why.
Well, we better take home into our beds. Come on, girls.
Good night, Serene.
Good night, Polly.
Thank you, Serene, Douglas, for your comfort. It's such a trial. It's a comfort to the soul heart.
I'll be praying.
Good night, my love. I'm so glad we still have each other.
Amen. Good night, Mother.
And Siddy, I hope you'll say an extra fine prayer for your brother tonight.
He'll need it.
Lord, save my dear Tom. Oh, I love him so. And I fear I've treated him bad, I confess. How can I live without his liveliness, cheering up these dreary rooms? Please hear my prayer and bring him back again. Oh, Lord, bring him back to me.
Tom was sufficiently touched by Aunt Polly's grief that he longed to rush out from his hiding place and overwhelm her with joy. But he stayed hidden because an idea of theatrical gorgeousness had come to him. He hurried back to Jackson's Island to tell Joe and Huck his brilliant plan. Back at home, the people of the village prepared for the funeral. The Saturday seemed a burden to the children. They had no heart in their games and gradually gave them up.
Oh, if only I had taken that whistle he carved. But now I haven't got anything to remember him by. But he's gone now. I'll never see him anymore. I will remember him when summer whistles in the air. When I hear footsteps run, I'll think he's come. I'll turn around to find the sound, but I'll never ever see him again. I will remember him when school days gather closest friends. I'll look across the yard, I'll look real hard, and he should be looking back at me, but I'll never ever see him again. Will he always be in my fondest dreams? Will he say those cute, funny, sweet things he likes to say? Will there always be happy memories that I can't ignore? Will I never finish looking for his I will remember him when old age comes to weary me. I'll wonder what my life would have been if all those years had spent with him, but I'll never ever see him again.
Deep river, my home is over Jordan. deep river, Lord. I want to cross over into campground. Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, Lord. I want to cross over into campground. Lord, don't you wanna go to that gospel feast, that promised land where all is peace? Deep river, my home is over Jordan. Deep river, I want to cross over to campground. I want to cross over into campground. Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here today to mourn the loss of 3 precious children: Huckleberry Finn, Joe Harper, and Thomas Sawyer. Would you pray for us, Rosamond John?
Father God, we commit the lives of these precious lads into your loving and capable hands. We will miss them. May their souls find repose in your eternal kingdom. In the name of Jesus, amen.
It is difficult to overstate the raw energy, the theater these young men infused into our lives. And now, as the mighty river has swept their souls to the other side, we who are left on this shore will find our lives to be a bit more dull, less radiant, more quiet than before. I know that each of you, like me, have been remembering the antics of these imaginative young lads, some with a scowl of disapproval, others with good humor and fondness. Whatever the case, today is a day of reckoning for us all, a day for us to stop and consider how we value the homeless, the orphan, and a friend. It wasn't long ago that Tom Sawyer stood on this stage and suggested that the first 2 apostles were David and Goliath. That same service, he amused us all by attaching a pinch bug to the nose of Mrs. Cuddlow's poodle. My sermon had to end because the lot of you could not contain your laughter. We had fun, didn't we? We have all seen the 3 of them streaking past our windows on their way to the watering hole. Never were such friendships laden with love and faithfulness. Never did playtimes beam with such benediction. It is the essence of childhood. When dragons are slain, maidens are rescued, evil is vanquished, and epic sword fights. On this dreary occasion, I am contrived to confess that I, like many of you, viewed these children as irritations. But now, from this side of the deep river, I am compelled to view them as they were meant to be viewed, as the kingdom of God among us. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Sing, people sing. Praise God from whom all blessings. Put your hearts into it. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above the heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
That was Tom's great secret, to return home with his brother pirates and attend their own funeral. What would people say about them? He wanted to hear it. They had shoved off around midnight to go back to the Missouri shore and slept in the woods until about daybreak, when they went through back lanes and alleys and finished their sleep in the gallery of the church.
Shut up, guys. My light might be on.
You don't say. That's not in the book. A renewed Christian charity obliged the people of the village to forgive the boys, and Tom received more cuffs and kisses than he had earned before in a year. Aunt Polly was another man.
If you could row over to go to your own funeral, you could at least give me some hint that you weren't dead, but only run off.
Yes, could have done that, Tom. And I believe you would have, if you had thought of it.
Well, I don't know. It would have spoiled everything.
Someday you'll look back and wish you cared a little more for me.
Now, Auntie, you know I do care for you.
I'd know it better if you acted more like it.
Well, now I wished I'd thought, but I dreamt about you. That's something. Ain't it?
It ain't much, but it's better than nothing. What did you dream?
Wow, I dreamt that you were sitting right here in the kitchen. Oh, and Mary was sitting here and Sid next to her. Help me.
So we always do.
And Joe's mother was here and his sisters too.
Why? They was here.
And the widow Douglas was helping serving coffee and such.
Mercy on us. Go on, Tom.
It's all beginning to get as bright as day. Next you said, I weren't bad, only mischievous.
Not the first time, neither.
And then Joe's mother began to cry, said Joe was just the same way. And she wished she hadn't whipped him for eating jelly she threw out herself.
The jelly she threw out? Tom, the spirit was upon you. You was a prophesying. That's what you was doing. Laying the sakes alive. Go on.
And then Sid said...
I don't think I said anything.
Yes, you did, Sid.
No. Shh, be quiet. Let Tom go on. What'd he say, Tom?
I think he said he hoped
I was better off where I was, but if I'd just been up on my Sunday school verses.
There! Did you hear that? It was his very words. What next?
Well, and then there was talk about having the funeral Sunday, and you and Mrs. Harper hugged, and everybody cried.
Tom, you couldn't have told it more like if you'd have seen it. And then what?
Why, then I thought everybody left, but you stayed and prayed for me, and then I went and kissed you.
Oh, did you, Tom? I just forgive you everything for that.
It was very kind, even though it was only a dream.
Shut up, Sid. A body does just the same in a dream as if he'd do if he was awake. I'm thankful to the good Lord and Father of us all I've got you back, Tom. Now run along to school. You've hindered me long enough. Reenie Harper, don't tell me there ain't anything in dreams. You shall know of this before I'm an hour older. I'd like to see you get around this with all your rubbish about me being superstitious.
Please, parachute. There's actually a line in there. Wait. Why, Sally Rogers, you bad girl. Why didn't you come to Sunday school? Becky, I did come. Didn't you see me? I saw you. Did you? Why, it's funny. I didn't see you. Anyway, I wanted to tell you about the party. A party? Oh, that's jolly. That sounds fun, Becky. My mother's gonna let me have one. Oh, goody. I hope she'll let me come. Me too. She will. The party's for me. She'll let anybody come that I want. And I want you and you. You're so nice, Becky. Well, thanks, Becky. Oh, may I come too? Yes. And me? Yes. Oh, please let me come too. Please, 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 please. Certainly. And Joe? Why not? We'll need the guys to dance with and to carry our things. Will there be cake? Lots of cake. Then I'm in. Can I come too? You're going to have all the girls and boys. And Amy too? Oh, Becky, I'd love to come to your party. I just love a party. Well, everyone that's friends with me, or wants to be, and we'll dance until our feet give out. I particularly want you to come, Alfred. Why, thank you, Miss Thatcher. Parties delight me. Can Tom come too? He's a hero, you know. Now that we know you're alive. Oh, Tom, to go to your funeral is really rather humorous. I'm really glad that you're not dead. The notion sent me straight to bed. Do you think that there's a chance that we could find some time to dance or see the sky from way up high? Oh, wouldn't that be truly swell? Just like a lovely fairy tale, just like a favorite storybook with castle and a rippling brook, handsome prince and frog and such. Am I talking way too much? It happens some when you're in love.
Why, Amy, you were a talker for sure, but I don't dance much.
Oh, I'd love to dance with you, Alfred.
Why, thank you, Miss Thatcher. We'd make a splendid match since your father's a judge and mine's a lawyer. Mine is the perfect pedigree from St. Louis' oldest family. Lucky is the girl who I should choose to add to the list of who's. The
each soiree to brighten the room with your charm and sway. We'll be the couple that thinking of. That's the prestige when you're in love.
Ooh, Miss Becky Thatcher, this ain't a game and we ain't toys. Oh, I couldn't see have chosen any other boy in this whole town than that St. Louis Smarty Pants clown, Mr. Alfred Temple. Get over here, Alfred. I want to show you something. You dress so fine in a buddy, but you ain't one snap as tough as me. I licked you good on the day you came, and I'll lick you now the very same. Think you're aristocracy, but I love that girl, and she loves me. These knuckles of mine don't need no gloves, 'cause all is fair when you're in love.
Boys, please. Childhood sweethearts, it's a start. Mama, help me learn my part. Dearest Papa, you're the judge. Tell me now, how does it feel when you're in love?
Dress so fine, it's so dirty, but you ain't one sound as tough as me. I lick you girl on the day you came, and I'll lick you now the very same. Leave your aristocracy, but I love that girl, and she loves me. These knuckles of mine don't need no gloves.
It happens some, that's the prestige.
'Cause all is fair.
How does it feel
when you're in love?
Had a dream. I'm gonna give that boy a piece of my mind for lunch. Tom, I've got a notion to skin you alive.
What have I done now, Aunt Polly?
Well, you've done enough. Here I go over to Serene Harper, expecting I'm going to make her believe all that rubbish about that dream, when I find out that she found out from Joe that you had floated back over here and seen and heard the whole thing. Tom, I don't know what is to become of a boy that will lie like that.
Oh, Aunt Polly, I wish now I hadn't done it, but I didn't think.
Oh, child, you never think of anything but your own selfishness, and you couldn't ever think to pity me and save me from sorrow.
Well, I know now it was mean, Aunt Polly, but I didn't mean to be mean. I mean, you know what I mean? Besides, I didn't come over that night to laugh at you.
What did you come for then?
I wanted to keep you from grieving because we hadn't got drowned.
Don't lie, Tom. Don't do it. It only makes things 100 times worse.
It ain't a lie. It's the truth. I wanted to keep you from being uneasy about us.
Well, then why didn't you tell me, child?
Well, when you got to talking about having the funeral Sunday, I just got full of the idea of us coming and hiding in the church and hearing what was said about us. And somehow I couldn't bear to spoil it all. So I just put the bark back in the pocket of my jacket and kept mum.
What bark?
The bark I rode on to tell you we just got off pirating. I wish now you waked up when I kissed you. I do, honest.
Did you kiss me, Tom?
Why, yes, I did.
What did you kiss me for, Tom?
Because I loved you so. I was so sorry.
Kiss me again, Tom. I'll be off to school with you now. No, I don't dare. I reckon he's lied about it. Poor boy. I know the Lord will forgive him because there was such good-heartedness in him to tell it. But I won't look. I won't look. We ain't dead. We're just off being pirates. Oh, I could forgive the boy now if he committed 1,000,000 sins.
Anatomy of the Human Body by Professor somebody. Oh my. I've never seen that before.
Oh, I have.
Oh, Tom Sawyer! You made me rip Mr. Dobman's secret book! You were just as mean as you can be to sneak up on a person like that.
I didn't know you'd rip it.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Thomas Sawyer. Oh, you know you're gonna tell on me. Oh, what shall I do? What shall I do? I'll be whipped, and I was never whipped in school before.
Don't worry, Becky. It don't hurt much anyways. Besides, I came back early because I was hoping you'd be here. I wanted to say that I acted mighty mean this morning, and I'm sorry, and I won't ever do that to you again. Now, please make up, won't you?
I'll thank you to keep yourself to yourself, Mr. Thomas Sawyer. I'll never speak to you again. Oh.
Take your seats. Quickly, please. And I want it quiet. I trust your lunch was enjoyable. All right, students, turning your readers to lesson 36. Study the lesson, and I want it quiet. Who tore this book? This book is private property. It is the study of my future life, and no one, and I mean no one, is privy to it. Alfred Temple, did you tear this book?
No, sir.
Johnny Miller, did you tear this book?
No, sir, I did not.
Amy Lawrence?
Oh, Mr. Dobbins, I knew you would like books, you know. I wouldn't care to look at the same ones you look at.
Silence!
Anyways.
Sarah Lawrence?
She didn't do it neither. She's right. I didn't.
Mary?
Oh, no, sir.
Rachel Harper, did you tear this book?
Nope.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Gracie Miller?
No, sir. I ain't been near it.
I haven't been near it. Beth Sprague, did you tear this book?
No, sir. I'm very careful with books.
Susan Harper?
No, sir. Me neither. Sorry, I figured you'd ask me next.
I run this school, Sally, not you.
Fine by me.
Someone in this room tore this book. Laura Rogers?
I didn't do it, and I ain't lying.
Rebecca Thatcher, did you tear... Look me in the face, girl. Did you tear this book?
I did it!
Why am I not surprised? Thomas Sawyer, a feral is not sufficient for such an offense. This calls for the whip. Come down here, boy. Now get out of this building and don't come back for 3 days.
Oh, Tom, how could you be so noble?
Noble. Nobody's ever called me that before. I like it. It's like I've stepped through a door. Noble. She called me noble. It's the word keeps blooming in my mind. Noble. It feels so hopeful. A meaning that I'd sure enough like to find. Going noble, I wonder how many licks it takes. Going noble, how many bones it breaks. Am I tough enough? Do I have the stuff? Don't rightly know. Sure hope so. Noble, she called me noble. It's the word a future owns for me. Noble, it feels so hopeful. And nobles one day, sure enough, sure enough, what I'll be, what I'll be. What I'll be.
Hey, Tom. You playing hooky by yourself? Want to go swimming?
Huck, let's go and see him.
See who?
Muff Potter. Let's go and see him.
Let's wait till dark.
I wish we could get him out.
It wouldn't do any good. They'd catch him again.
Yes, oh, they would. But I hate to hear people abuse him so when he never done that.
Me too, Tom. Mercy. I hear them say that he's the bloodiest looking villain in the country.
Yes, they talk like that all the time. And now the trial's gonna hump, and he's gonna hang for something he didn't do. And he don't even know he didn't do it. I feel right sorry for him, Huck. Don't you?
Most every day. He ain't been no account, but I ain't done nothing to hurt nobody.
He's mended kite strings for me and a lot of other kids, and he's knitted hooks on my fishing line. Huck, have you ever heard the word noble?
I heard it.
What's it mean, you think?
I think it means something like, don't give me no bull. Noble, ain't that it?
Maybe. I was thinking it means more of doing what's right no matter what.
Tom Sawyer, I know what you're talking about. You shush yourself. Staying alive is worth no bull.
I reckon so.
Why, Polly, I declare it looks like the entire village is here this morning.
Both men and women, about equal seems so. Old Muff Potter. Who'd have thought he'd be hanged for murder? Why don't they hurry up? All the air's about used up in here.
Now, Serenia, watch pot never boils.
Well, I'm boiling now.
Not as hard as old Muff Potter, I figure.
Well, he's got to get used to the heat where he is going.
Old drunkard. I wish you wouldn't drink so much.
Oh, there he is. Hey, looks pale.
Poor thing. It's the drink that took him down.
He's the hopeless sort. Drives him to the bottle.
Oh, all chained up, too.
Ladies, we mustn't stare. Oh, and there he is.
Never shows a smile.
Or a frown.
Do you ladies remember when the widow Douglas's husband had him flogged?
I do remember that, Lila, for vagrancy.
He swore he'd get even with Mr. Douglas.
Good thing Mr. Douglas didn't live to see it.
That wasn't the only time he was jailed and whipped for vagrancy. Dr. Robinson did it too.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Isaac Thatcher presiding.
Thank you, bailiff. You may be seated. Attorney Temple, you have the floor. Opening argument.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. We are here today to recognize the fact that Mr. Muff Potter did indeed murder one of St. Petersburg's most esteemed citizens, Dr. Arthur Robinson. By the oaths of citizens and officials whose simple word is above suspicion, We will affix this awful crime beyond all possibility of question on the unhappy prisoner before us. Thank you, Your Honor.
Welshman John, opening argument.
No opening arguments, Your Honor.
Well, that's unheard of.
Okay. Attorney Temple, your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Miss Eulinda Gibbons.
Do you, Eulinda Gibbons, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Eulinda Gibbons, please take the stand.
Miss Gibbons, would you please tell the court where you were at about 1 o'clock in the morning, Tuesday, the 17th of June?
Well, I was coming home from helping Mrs. Rogers deliver her fourth, a big old boy.
Yes, ma'am, that's fine. And would you please tell the court what you saw?
Well, you know Caney Creek that runs a bit below the graveyard? I saw someone splashing around in there. And when I got closer, I saw Muff Potter, obviously intoxicated, trying to wash blood off himself.
And then what did you do, Miss Gibbons?
I just prayed for him and went on home. I heard the news about Doc Robinson the next morning. He was a friend, you know.
Yes, he was. No more questions, Your Honor.
Welshman John, your witness.
No questions, Your Honor. Thank you, Miss Gibbons.
You're welcome.
You may return to your seat, Miss Gibbons. Attorney Temple, your witness.
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution would like to call Deputy Bob Rogers.
Do you, Bob Rogers, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Bob Rogers, please take the witness stand.
Deputy Rogers, where were you on the morning of the 17th of June?
With my wife, Myrtle. We was enjoying our new baby boy. Same birth Miss Gibbons was attending. Round 9 o'clock, my girl Sally came running home telling me somebody's been murdered. She'd seen bodies in the graveyard on her way to school. She run and told Mr. Dobbins. He called the sheriff and sent the kids home. So I went to check it out.
And when you got to the graveyard, what did you see?
I seen the grave of old Hoss Williams dug up. He was tied inside a wheelbarrow, and Doc Robinson, God rest his soul, was laying there on the ground, stabbed through the heart.
And how did you know that he'd been stabbed?
Obvious. The bloody knife was laying there beside it. I'd seen the knife before. Muff Potter's knife. He carried it for years.
And what did you do next?
I went looking for Muff.
And where did you find him?
In that sugar hog's head.
And what did he tell you what happened?
He did. He cried a lot. Said it looked as if he had killed Doc Robinson, but he couldn't remember it, being drunk and all. So I delivered him to the sheriff.
No more questions, Your Honor.
Welshman John, your witness.
No questions, Your Honor.
Try to defend him.
Order. Attorney Temple, any other witnesses?
Your Honor.
Rogers, you may return to your seat.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to enter this statement by one Joseph Mission, also known as Injun Joe, who claims to be an eyewitness to the crime.
Yes, I've read it. Any objections from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
This isn't no wasting my time. I don't even know what this is not fun.
Attorney Temple, any other witnesses?
No more, Your Honor.
The court now moves to the defense. Welshman John, you have the floor.
Your Honor, at the beginning of this trial, we foreshadowed our purpose to prove that our client did this fearful deed while under the influence of a blind and irresponsible delirium produced by drink. We have changed our mind. We shall not offer that plea. Your Honor, I call Thomas Sawyer.
What?
Thomas
No,
Sawyer.
my baby in court. Tom?
Do you, Thomas Sawyer, solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thomas Sawyer, please take the stand.
Thomas Sawyer, where were you the 17th of June, about the hour of midnight?
In the graveyard.
A little bit louder, please, son. Don't be afraid. You were.
In the graveyard.
In the graveyard? At midnight, what was he doing?
Were you anywhere near Hoss Williams' grave?
Yes, sir.
Speak up, just a trifle louder. How near were you?
Near as I am to you.
That close? What was he doing?
And were you hidden or not?
Yes, sir. I was hid
Where?
behind that big stone on Old Man Rugby's grave.
Oh, I know that.
Anyone there with you?
Yes, sir. I was there with...
One moment. Never mind mentioning your companion's name. We'll produce him at the proper moment. Did you carry anything there with you?
Only a dead cat.
Order. The witness may proceed.
Now, my boy, tell us everything that's occurred. Tell it in your own way. Don't skip anything. Don't be afraid.
Me and my friend took to the graveyard around midnight to try to cure for warts. It takes a dead cat and a fresh grave of a sinner. We knew Hoss Williams qualified. That old graveyard's creepy in the moonlight, and we were sort of spooked. And then we heard voices, and that really spooked us. We thought it was devils. But soon enough, we figured one of them was Muff Potter's voice. And then we figured another one of them's Injun Joe's voice. And then, as we came upon them, we saw Dr. Robinson too. Me and my friend hunkered down to watch, because we figured they weren't about to have a Sunday school or nothing like that.
Order.
They had just dug up old Hoss Williams and tied him in the wheelbarrow. Muff took out his knife and cut off the ends of the rope so it wouldn't get tangled in the wheels. Then Injun Joe told Doc Robinson he wanted more money, but the doc said no, he'd already paid him. But Injun Joe said he'd owed him from way back, 'cause he'd had him whipped once for being a vagrant. And he swore to get even if it took 100 years. But then Dr. Robinson doubled us for this and knocked Injun Joe to the ground. Then Muff threw down his knife, grabbed it up, and tried to hold Dr. Robinson back. But the doc grabbed up one of those wooden crosses and knocked Muff plumb out. Then Injun Joe got a real quiet laugh. Grab us.
Stop!
Order! The sheriff will handle this. Have a seat, Muff. Ladies and gentlemen, you will take your seats or I will clear this room. Thomas Sawyer, are you saying that Injun Joe killed Dr. Robinson?
I am. I saw it with my own two eyes. And my companion saw it too.
Your Honor, in light of this new evidence, and on behalf of the city of St. Petersburg, all charges against Muff Potter are dropped.
Thomas Sawyer, your trip to the graveyard worked. Son, I believe all your warts have vanished here today. We'll nab Injun Joe, and you will feel safe again. Until then, thank you. You have done a noble deed. You have saved the life of an innocent man.
That's
Tom was a glittering hero once more, the pet of the old, the envy of the young. His name was even immortalized in print, for the village paper magnified him. There were some who believed he might be president yet, if he escaped hanging. But while Tom's days were days of splendor, his nights were seasons of horror. Injun Joe infested all his dreams, and always with doom in his eye. Hardly any temptation could persuade the boy to stir abroad after nightfall, and poor Huck was in the same state of terror. The stress of it all was about to tell on them.
A dead cat that cures warts. That is some kind of cat.
A tomcat, you might say.
That Tom Sawyer's a pistol. Cute as can be.
Yes, he came to my office as skittish as a rabbit. Said he had sworn an oath to never tell what he saw. But he couldn't let an innocent man hang either. His conscience was tormenting him from both sides. He cried a lot, poor lad. Said he wanted to do the noble thing.
Noble.
Thank you.
I like that.
Well, he did do the noble thing, and I thank God for that. Speaking of Muff, he's sober. Isn't that a miracle? I saw him at the mercantile. We're sweeping up. Is he working there now? Well, I think so.
Nothing like a job to make a man a good citizen.
Yes, good of Mr. Purcell to hire him.
He's going to church, too. Isn't that just like the Lord taking all this evil and turning it into good? If only they could find Injun Joe. My husband dealt with him for years. He used to stalk people, staring with those blank eyes. Well, you saw it at the trial. John, who was Tom's friend who saw the murder with him?
Huckleberry Finn, more than likely.
Huckleberry Finn? Oh, I love that boy.
Well, if you're gonna love him, you gotta love him. Warts and all.
Meow! He wants an education. That's all.
What is his story?
Pa's a drunk, Ma's dead, illiterate. Been neglected all his life.
And nothing that is the Lord's is a thing to be neglected. Amen.
Huck has good spots in him. I've seen it.
That's the Lord's, Mark. He don't leave it off. He never does. Puts it somewhere on every creature that comes from his hands. I've carried a secret mission. You might call it a motherly ambition. I'm praying that one day the Lord's gonna run that boy my way. We'll fix his grammar and clean his nails. He'll be gallant in his tie and tails. He'll read and write at the highest level. He'll love the Lord and fight the devil. We'll laugh together with all his friends. He'll study business or medicine. We'll throw a party in summer break. We'll eat ice cream and cinnamon cake. It's hard to build a bustling home in this big old house, living all alone. The new world's flickering in my soul. dreams to dream and what dreams may come. He needs redeeming, I need a son, and God is happy, the angels smile. He will gain a mother, and I will gain a child.
I don't like how your spouse is talking. They's a lot worse than dead people. Dead people don't come sliding around your and gritting their teeth the way Ghost does.
Yeah, but Huck, ghosts only travel around at night. They don't stop us from digging here in the daytime.
Well, that's so.
Say, Huck, if we find treasure, what you gonna do with your share?
Well, I'll have a pie and a glass of soda every day, and I'll go to every circus that comes to town. What about you, Tom?
I'm gonna buy a new drum, and a sure enough real sword, and a red necktie, and a bull pup, and get married.
Married?
That's it.
Why, Tom, you ain't in your right mind. That's the worst thing you could do.
Just wait, you'll see.
Look at Pat and my mother. God rest her soul. Why, they used to fight like cats.
The girl I'm gonna marry won't fight.
Now, Tom, you better think about this here a while. What's the name of this here gal?
She ain't a gal, she's a girl.
It's all the same, likely. Anyway, what's her name?
I'll tell you some other time. Not now.
All right. Only if you ever get married, I'll be more lonesome than ever.
No, you won't. You'll come and live with us. Now, stir out of this and let's find us some treasure. Hurry, while we still have the cover of daylight.
All right. Well, who has treasure anyways?
Oh. Why, robbers, of course. Who'd you reckon? Sunday school superintendents?
Come on, we haven't got all night.
I'm coming.
I swear, it'll be like the other guy.
Yeah, let's run.
Great time. Hide. Keep still. Don't budge.
It's Injun Joe again. How do we keep getting ourselves into this fix? Oh, Lord, I don't feel good. I really don't.
I've thought it all over, and I don't like it. It's dangerous.
Dangerous? Don't know. What's any more dangerous than the job we done up yonder? Nothing's come of that.
That was different. It was up the river with no other house around. Hungry?
No food. Just a swig of that wildcat you got there. Good year.
That our house over there?
Yeah. It's perfect. She's too high and mighty to see it coming.
With any luck, we'll be in and out fast. What do we do with what little swag we got left?
I don't know. Leave it here for now. We'll come back by and pick it up when we finish the job. I aim to hide it. Who knows who might be listening? Like that stupid kid from court. How to slice his skinny neck. Hello.
What is it?
Hard to tell. Oh, she's heavy. That's a chest, I believe. Let's see here. Push over. Let's go. Look at all the gold.
Folks have said Merrill's gang hid out here one summer. Maybe now we won't need to do this job at the house over yonder.
You don't get it, do you? It ain't just a robbery. It's revenge. I need your help with this. And when it's finished, I'm back to Texas.
What do we do with this then? Bury it again?
Yeah. We'll come back by and pick it up. We got a little while till dark. Let's get some sleep.
That haunted house just calls to a robber.
How are we gonna snatch it, Tom?
We gotta keep watching. When Injun Joe and the other men leaves for the job, we'll swat that treasure and hightail it out of here quicker than lightning.
Oh, Tom, I feel mighty shaky about that. You know every ghost comes around about nightfall. There's a swarm around midnight.
Huck, just think. You'll eat enough pie for 100 lifetimes.
I'm too sick to eat pie.
That murderer's got a lot of pluck coming back here. I wonder why the posse can't ever find him.
'Cause he's a devil. Devil's got a way of disappearing in plain sight. Oh, Lord, I'm feeling fever.
Oh, you're just scared, Huck. And I'm scared too. But we gotta spine up.
I can't spine up, Tom. I'm slumped for no energy.
Oh, but I need you, Huck. I know you're tuckered, but I gotta leave for Becky's party.
Sure do, if you're getting married.
Besides, them two's gonna sleep from now till Tuesday after drinking all that whiskey. And they ain't gonna do the job till the middle of the night. They can't carry all that gold with them anyways. So I'll be back here in a snap. And when they leave, I'll snatch that treasure and get it quicker than lightning.
Agreed, and good as wheat. You go on and do right by your girl. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Skip to my loo, my darling. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. I'll find another one handsomer too. I'll find another one handsomer too. I'll find another one handsomer too. Skip to my loo, my darling. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Can't find a red bird, bluebird'll do. Can't find a red bird, bluebird'll do. Can't find a red bird, bluebird'll do. Skip to my loo, my darling. To my loo, my darling. Skip to my loo, my darling. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Lulu, skip to my loo. Skip to my loo, my darling. Skip to my loo, my darling. Skip to my loo, my darling.
What a great party. Let's give it up for our hostess, my favorite cousin, Becky Thatcher. Who's ready for the cave? Everybody, claim your partners and stay with them. A word of warning. Let's not go too far into the cave. Everybody knows the familiar rooms right off the front. The drawing room, the cathedral, Aladdin's palace. And we're off.
Look, Tom, let's get more cake to take with us.
Oh, since we're engaged, it'll be like our wedding cake.
Oh dear, I forgot to tell Susan.
Tell Susan what?
That Mama wants me to spend the night at her house. She thinks I'll be too tired to go all the way home.
Hey, Becky, instead of going to the Harpers, let's climb the hill to the Widow Douglas's place. That'll be better for me too, because I'm meeting up with Huck. She'll be awfully glad to see us. And she'll have ice cream.
Oh, that would be fun. But what will Mama say?
Oh, how will she ever know?
I reckon it's wrong. But
nothing. Your mother loves the Widow Douglas. I bet she'd have said to go there if she'd have thought of it. Now, come on. Let's go see the cave.
lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do? Lost my partner, what'll I do?
Wake up! You got company! There's lights. Late as it is.
I don't see any.
See it, do ya?
Yes, well, maybe she couldn't sleep, or maybe she had company over. I mean, we got treasure. We could give it up.
Give it up! Just one about to leave this place forever? Give it up. And maybe never have another chance. I tell you again, I don't care for her swag. Her husband was the justice of the peace, and he judged me for a vagrant. And that ain't all. That ain't the millionth part of it. He had me horsewhipped. Horsewhipped in front of the jail with all the town looking on. Horsewhipped! You understand? He had the audacity to die. So, I'm gonna take it out on her.
Don't kill her. Don't do that.
Kill? Who said anything about killing? I'd kill him if he were here, but not her. When you want to get revenge on a woman, you don't kill her. You go for her looks. You slit her nostrils. You notch her ear like a sow.
I'll have no part of that.
But man, you'll help me. And if you flinch, I'll kill you. You understand? If I kill you, I'll kill her. And I reckon nobody's gonna know much about who done this business.
They're gonna kill her, Waiter Douglas. Oh, dear Lord.
If it's gotta be done, let's get at it.
I gotta go warm her.
Quicker than that.
Where's Tom? Blast it. Help me, Lord.
Chains of fear that bind you. Run, heart, run. Leave the heavy load behind you. Run, heart, run. Run, heart, run. Run, heart, run. Run, heart, save the one who really loves you. Run, heart, run. Hear the cheering host above you. Run, heart, run. Run, heart, run.
Well, it's getting late. I'd best be off.
Oh, don't go just yet. I had Harriet make ice cream in case the children strayed over after Becky's party.
Well, can't argue ice cream.
Harriet, John and I will take some ice cream now.
Right away, Miss Douglas.
I like keeping ice cream on hand.
That's a good thing.
Quick, let me in. I'll tell you everything.
Madam, is everything all right? I heard someone.
That's Huck's voice.
Quick, Huckleberry Finn. Let me in, quick, I'll tell you.
Huckleberry Finn, come in, lad. Tell me what's the trouble.
I'll tell you everything. If you promise you won't ever say it was me. Widow Douglas, you've been good to me. Please, I'll tell you. If you won't ever say it was me who told you.
Out with it, lad. What's wrong?
Well, I was keeping an eye on Injun Joe and another man in the haunted house, and they's coming around here, and Injun Joe's gonna hurt the Widow Douglas and kill her. You gotta do something to stop him. He's gonna slice her nose and slit her ears, and...
Oh, my. Charles, snuff the candles.
Immediately, sir.
Harriet, bring water.
It'll be all right. It's all right.
He's burning up with fever.
Charles, did Mr. Douglas have a shotgun?
Yes, sir.
How can you hear me?
I have my own gun here, sir. Crack shot. Let it never be said that Mr. Douglas employed a ninny.
Welcome to the party, sir. You take the front, I'm out the back. Most likely place for them to try. Injun Joe, we know you're out there. We are armed and eager. Fire, boys! You murdering thief!
Long live the Republic!
Harriet, bolt the doors. He's burning up with fever. We've got to get a doctor. Lord, keep us safe. And thank you for bringing this unwashed, uneducated, superstitious, war-riddled boy to save my life. And then the Welshman yelled, "Fire, boys!" and soon had Injun Joe and the other man running.
Oh, what kind of man wants to torture a woman?
A demon, that's who. And to think Injun Joe is still at large.
They found his accomplice floating dead in the river. Dead! His throat was slit.
Oh, that's terrible. I never thought I'd say this, but thank the Lord for Huckleberry Finn. He saved that widow's life. Poor boy. They say he's got a raging fever.
Oh, God bless him. God bless him.
He's still laid up at her house.
That's the perfect place.
Excuse me, ladies. Good morning, Cerny.
Good morning, Miss Thatcher.
Is my Becky gonna sleep all day? I just expected she'd be tired to death.
Your Becky?
Yes. Didn't she stay with you?
Why, no.
Good morning, ladies. I've got a boy that's turned up missing. I reckon my Tom stayed at your house last night. One of you.
He didn't stay with us.
Jeff, Joe, have either of you seen Tom this morning?
I saw him and Becky during the dance last night, but not after.
What's this?
Becky was supposed to stay at the Harper's last night, but she wasn't there.
And I didn't know she was supposed to be there.
Now, Tom's missing too. Gracie, Beth, have either of you seen him?
Not since the party.
Oh, I haven't seen him either.
I saw them when the party started, but not after the cave.
The cave?
What?
Everyone at the party went on an adventure through this big cave.
McDougal's cave?
Oh.
Sally, have you
I
seen
hope they're
Becky?
not still in there.
I saw her and Tom playing hide and go seek in the cave, but not after that.
Come, children, you have to remember more of that.
There was half a dance. I know, but it was too dark to see on the ferry. I didn't see him on the ferry, and it was too dark to see much. We were so tired.
Dear God, I fear they're still in the cave.
I'll ring the bell.
Quick, hurry! We need every able-bodied man for the search. Forget Injun Joe. Hurry!
Rope and torches and water.
Joe, go find Sheriff Blade.
It can't take that long to look through a cave.
You must understand.
What's the next?
McDougal's cave is the deepest cave in the region. It's not uncommon for men, let alone children, to go missing and never be found. McDougal's cave has a mouth that gapes. It's a regular and complicated mangled maze. It's irregular, full of mangled rooms that disturb and loom with oppressive gloom. A vast labyrinth of crooked aisles that dip and twist through uncharted miles. There are piles of rock above, below, a marker here, a passage there, all leading nowhere. There are leaning walls crawling dark with slime, deep and deep with wet. You can bet you'll find even time and space will begin to shrink, and your mind can't think, and you're on the brink. And worse than that are the vampire bats. It's a rush of fright when they fly and bite. There are endless cliffs with bottomless rifts, so don't fall in or you'll never be seen again.
Oh, how could I sleep?
I'm glad you slept, Becky. You'll feel rested now, and we can find our way out.
We can try, Tom. But I've seen such a beautiful country in my dream. I reckon we're going there.
Maybe not. Cheer up, Becky, and let's go on trying.
Oh, Tom, I'm so hungry.
You remember this?
It's our wedding cake.
Yes. I wish it was as big as a barrel.
How long do you think we've been down here?
Hard to say. By the length of the candles, I'd say 2 or 3 days. Becky, we gotta stay here where there's water to drink.
Okay.
And can you bear it if I tell you something?
Yes, Tom.
This little piece is our last candle. Becky, don't try to use your eyes when there's no light at all. It'll tugger them plumb out.
Oh, it's so dark. How will we find our way out?
You stay here. There's some side passages close by. I'll go and scout them out. I won't let myself get lost from you.
Oh, Tom, don't leave me.
I shall not go far, Becky. Gotta try.
Ain't you get rid of me, Welshman? I got ways of surviving. And now you're on my list. I had too many people to kill to die in this game. I got Little Douglas, Welshman, and that stupid kid from court. What was his name again? What? Where's the light? Where's God? Hatch, please. It's the boy from the courthouse trying to put a noose around my neck. Well, I got one match left. I'll find you! Nobody treats an angel like a dog. Nobody! No! What have you done? What have you done? Oh! Match again, please. No. What? I won't be beat. No, I won't be beat. No.
Tom, is that you? I thought I heard voices.
Come on, Becky. Let's try and find a path out of here.
Oh, okay. Isn't it cold? Shouldn't we just be together and wait for death to come?
No, Becky. Don't give up hope. I've got to try another passage.
Will we die in here, Tom?
No, Becky. We gotta have faith. Ain't that what Preacher Sprague's always belly aching about? Come on. At least with that trying.
Okay.
Come with me.
I'll try to be strong, Tom.
Pray for us.
Oh, Lord. Help us out of this cave. Bring us light. Dear Father, please show Tom and Becky the way out of that awful cave. There are good friends like Tom who once in a lifetime bring them back to us.
Oh Lord, they've been in this cave for 3 days, just as your son was 3 days in his grave. Father, it is time to resurrect these precious children.
Art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
It's what you prayed in your hour of grief, Lord. You know how our grief is overwhelming right now. Right now, God, we are asking for a miracle. Bring Tom and Becky back through the valley of the shadow.
Yes, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me.
As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by,
don't let it happen, Lord.
save them, save them, save them, save them, oh Lord.
1,000 miles of graveyard ain't a place to die. We're pounding at the power of your throne on high. Bring our children home, oh Jesus, hear us cry. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by.
As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by.
We need to move now, Becky.
Tom,
let's go this way. Don't tussle with me, Becky, please.
Okay, Tom.
There's a river clear as glass that flows from heaven's side. This river here is as clear as yonder tide. We're sorry, Lord, we're scared and lost, don't let us die. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by.
Becky, I hope my eyes ain't fooling me. But there, you see that little pinprick of light?
I can't see, but now I can a little. Tom, I think I see it.
Let the thunder bellow, let the lightning spew. Even darkness, darkness cannot hide from you. You have shot the terror of the underside. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by. As the broad Mississippi goes rolling by.
Becky, look! There's the Mississippi! We're free!
Hallelujah! 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 Hallelujah!
Never had such a heartfelt celebration resounded from the shores of St. Petersburg. Divine hands had reached down and the stone was rolled away. Tom and Becky were back. But 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth took its toll. Aunt Polly wouldn't even crack the door for guests. But finally, after a fortnight, Judge Thatcher managed to squeeze over the threshold.
And so, I've added hot baths, shower baths, and plunges, and I have a mind to steady that with a slim oatmeal diet and a double dose of vermifuge and everything that I can think of.
Well, Aunt Polly, you are a most perspicacious woman.
I'm just trying to be a good Christian.
Would you mind if I talked with Tom alone?
Oh, all right. If you have to.
Is Becky all right?
She is resting splendidly, thanks to the insightful care of her mother. I must get Mrs. Thatcher together with your Aunt Polly. They would have much to talk about from the world of medicine.
Say that again.
Do you happen to have a pork rind on you?
Not on me, but I will see about a secret delivery. Thomas, it has come to me that no commonplace boy would have ever gotten our Becky out of that cave. She has related the story to us in great detail, and all I can say is thank you. Thank you, Thomas, for saving our dear Becky's life. Excuse me. Furthermore, Becky has confided in me the manner in which you, like our Lord, shifted fault from her shoulders to your own. I'm referring to the incident at school. It was a noble deed, son. A noble deed.
Yeah, it was the worst thrashing Mr. Dobbins ever given me, but I fared out all right.
Yes, you're a tough young man, I know. But I wanted you to know that I have spoken with Mr. Dobbins, and all such protocols have been quelled, henceforth and even forevermore, or he'll be the one getting thrashed. Also, don't worry about anyone else ever getting lost in McDougal's cave ever again. I've taken care of that, too.
How?
I had that cave's big mouth triple locked with boiler iron, and I've got the key.
Oh, no!
What's the matter, boy? Do you need water?
Judge, Injun Joe's in that cave!
When the mighty door was unlocked, a sorrowful sight presented itself. His face close to the crack of the door. Tom was touched, for he knew by his own experience how that wretch had suffered. But the great relief that he felt was evidence of the immense weight that had been lying upon him since he testified against that bloody-minded outcast. Injun Joe had scooped a shallow hollow in the earth to catch the precious few drops of water which fell every 3 minutes with the regularity of a dreary clock tick. Tom wondered why Injun Joe hadn't found the spring which he shared with Becky. He wondered why he hadn't seen the pinprick of light that had guided them down the passage to where they escaped the cave. And then he realized the miracle, that God had brought them beside clear, drinkable water. And that if his search had been at nighttime, he would never have seen the pinprick of daylight and would have never explored that passage further. McDougal's cave was full of mystery. It had been in formation since time out of mind, when the pyramids were new, when Troy fell, when the foundations of Rome were laid, when Christ was crucified, when William the Conqueror founded the British Empire, and when Columbus sailed, McDougal's cave had been slowly eroding from the drip drop of a water rivulet which had been carving and eroding these passages and alleyways within the belly of the earth. Just so, a boy and a girl could find their families again. Does everything have a purpose and a mission? Injun Joe was buried at the mouth of the cave. People came from miles around, flocking to the funeral, from villages and towns and boats and everything they had, wagons. And they said they had had about as good a time at the funeral as they could have had at the hanging. And so it was with refreshed hearts that Tom and Huck borrowed Muff Potter's old wheelbarrow and went to retrieve their buried treasure at the haunted house.
Lucky you was still there, Huck. Injun Joe didn't have time to grab it with the Welshman shooting at him.
What are we gonna do with it now, Tom?
Let's hide it in the widow's woodshed till we can divide it, and then we'll hunt up a place in the woods where it'll be safe.
Let's go for a large oak tree, where the longest branch makes a shatter at high noon.
Surprise!
Thomas Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, we, the citizens of St. Petersburg, have gathered to say thank you. Thomas Sawyer, please step forward. Thomas Sawyer, you not only saved the life of Muff Potter, you helped us close an odious chapter in our county's history by unshackling us from the terror of Injun Joe, who the sheriff has now determined is responsible for the murder of some 5 men in our county. We simply cannot thank you enough. Yeah. Furthermore, I've spoken with Aunt Polly, and I mean to see to it that you are accepted into the National Military Academy and afterward study at the best law school in the country. Please accept these flowers as a token of our gratitude. And now I yield the floor to my friend and colleague, Welshman John.
Thank you, George Thatcher. Huckleberry Finn, come here, lad. Huckleberry Finn, you have saved the life of one of St. Petersburg's finest citizens, the widow Douglas. When Injun Joe would have made her another notch on his belt, You intercepted his way at the risk of your own life and under the influence of a tremendous illness, and gave us just the time needed to rout the enemy. Huckleberry Finn, you'll also be delighted to know that the widow Douglas has been granted full custody of you. You'll have a fine home with her now. She's also plotting your education and plans to set you up in business.
Washman John, Huck don't need it.
What's that you say, son?
Huck's got money.
He's got money.
I reckon you don't believe me, but Huck's got lots of money. I think I can show you.
Mary, what's Tom talking about? Sid, you know about this? There ain't ever any making that boy out. I've never seen the likes of him before.
Good.
Oh.
Oh.
There, what did I tell you? Half of it's Huck's and the other half's mine. We're the richest men in town.
Tom, we're speechless. Judge, what do we say?
It couldn't happen to a finer couple of lads. We'll put this out for interest. And from the looks of it, you'll be set up for the rest of your lives.
This changes things, but I sure hope you'll come here to live with me as a family.
Huck, can we talk a bit? Don't worry. We'll still be pirates, but we'll be high-class pirates. With the treasure and the widow Douglas teaching you how to swagger and all.
Tom, I can't take it. I can't. Widow Douglas wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me scratch or scratch my ear or smoke my pipe or yell or chew with my mouth open in front of folks. You wouldn't shut me out, would you, Tom?
I wouldn't want to, Huck. But what would people say? They'd say, Tom Sawyer's gang. 3 low characters. They'd mean you, Huck.
Well, now that you put it that way, I reckon I'll stick with the widow till I rot. And if I get to be a regular ripper of a part, I reckon she'll be glad she snaked me in out of the wet.
All right, Huck. Come along, old chap, and I'll ask the widow to let up on you a little bit. I think she'll do it. I think she will, or my name ain't Tom Sawyer.
So endeth this chronicle. It must end here, being the history of a boy, for if it continued much further, it would be the history of a man. All of the characters in this adventure still live and are prosperous and happy. Oh, Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer. Tom Sawyer.
I'd like to acknowledge a few folks tonight. Y'all put your hands together for our director this evening, Wolliver. And everyone, please acknowledge our musical director, Mr. Bill Wolliver. Why don't you join her? These are the writers, creators, lyricists, music writers, orchestrators, and see all these musicians behind you. This is a big curtain, folks. We would also like to acknowledge all the folks that have been working tech in the lighting, the sound, the stage management, Gretchen, Krista, Gabrielle. Thank you all so much. We would also like to acknowledge, yes. Several folks volunteered and just went above and beyond the call in helping things come together. Katie Smith. Heather Murius, thank you. And Miss Becky Newman, who has spent hours and hours in the back. Thank you all. Yes, what do we need to say?
Well, we're just going to make sure that all of the costumes are returned because I think all
Yes, so if you had a costume that was lent, please put it away carefully and give it to Mrs. Smith.
Yes, because Mrs. Smith and her friend, right? Sharon and Donna, who came to last night's show, have literally scoured the world finding us costumes, and they haven't charged us anything. She has had all kinds. It's just been like just a drop from heaven. And so that is just a wonderful thing. So if you can be sure to return your costume, Katie's made out a checklist. Check your name when you've returned them, and any kind of donation you can make to help with their expenses is much appreciated. So do that. Also, tomorrow, we get up bright and early to put together lessons from a barnyard. Oh, I'm telling them again, okay? So please, let's pivot quickly and get here early for that. And all of that out there needs to be cleaned out in the dressing room so we can set that up.
God bless you all. Have a good night.